This morning on BRN Finance, holiday shopping gets off to a good start. And joining me now to discuss this, Jane King joins us from the NASDAQ. Jane, always great to see you. Thanks for joining us on the program this morning.
Great to be back, Jeffrey.
We are in the throes of December, and retail sales become a very important measure. We had Black Friday. Want to get your reaction to retail and what are retailers thinking and what are stock pickers thinking?
Yeah, well, the National Retail Federation thinks we'll have growth in holiday sales, but it'll be kind of slow, maybe like 2.5% or 3%, not that 4.5 or so that we've seen the past couple of years. So, although Adobe did say Thanksgiving Day sales online were better than expected, and maybe, we'll see the consumer kind of pull through like we have so many years in the past. But, there's no doubt about it. I mean, people are worried about inflation and they're just trying to save money. And as I kind of go around and I look at different sales, I'm kind of like, is there anything I really need or want? I mean, I'm just not attracted to a lot of like things that are out there right now. So, and my kids even, I've asked them, I'm like, give me some stuff you want for Christmas. And they've been kind of sluggish about doing that. I don't know, maybe just the consumer's a little tapped out right now.
Well, it certainly appears that way with credit card numbers, credit card debt going up. But are we seeing a more budget friendly or more prudent consumers? Because my look at the consumer confidence numbers, I think they were trending up, especially post election. So it seems like at least investors are thinking things are going to get better. And we are, as you said several weeks ago, entering the best 6 months typically, November on.
That's right. I mean, there might be a fatigue for stuff. Like we really saw that after COVID, after during the pandemic. And then when things started to reopen again, people wanted to go on trips and they wanted experiences. And that still seems to be going pretty strong. I mean, if you look at the airline earnings and trips and things like that. So we may still be in that trend where people are going to want to spend on experiences and just not another piece of jewelry or another coat or or video game or something like that.
Yeah, I guess I can see that. I mean, I'm not a big consumer of some of those goods, but I can certainly see where people maybe have had enough. And what's the return that you're getting? I mean, you get a little bit of enjoyment, but when I used to get a toy, you play with it for like 3 weeks, and then you'd be on to the next thing. You go to your buddy's house and play with their toys, and then you
Right.
want something else. So
And then you
uh,
donate the toy. So,
that's right. And now you can donate the toys and get a new one too.
yeah.
Um, Jane, I don't want to be Debbie Downer here or Jeff Downer, but I want to talk a little bit about tariffs and what the incoming administration, the new president, President Trump, has already started threatened, I guess is the right word, tariffs against some of our trading partners, Mexico, Canada, but also China. China is a huge provider. What's your reaction to that?
Hmm. Well, we'll see. It was interesting to see the markets the next day because they really didn't react to that. And I hear a lot of talk on Wall Street. These are just negotiations. Like these
Mhm.
are just things that Trump says, we're going to do this unless you do this. Stop sending fentanyl over and do something about illegal migration when they come through Mexico. And it already looks like there are some things being done, at least from Mexico. And I know he talked to the Canadian Prime Minister. So I think Wall Street wants to see what actually happens and if we would actually get these that could be troublesome. A lot of the retailers are out right now saying hey, better buy your gifts now before the tariffs come in. And so you don't know if this is like a marketing thing, if this is kind of like hurry while supplies last kind of stuff. But and in particular there are certain like beauty products would be affected by this. There'd be autos, outdoor furniture, things like that. So those would be the ones that would first see these tariffs if in fact they are implemented. But I have a feeling that Trump is at least using these as some kind of heavy hand of economic negotiations, and we may not actually see them come to fruition, or at least not in their current form.
Yeah, it's certainly heavy-handed, and I guess if you read, I haven't read it, but The Art of the Deal, I guess this is like Art of the Deal 101, I guess, in terms of negotiation. Jane, I want to ask you about the new Treasury Secretary. I think it's pronounced Bessent. How did the market Bessent? Did I get that right? I think he's a hedge fund manager or was a hedge fund manager. What's been the reaction Are marketeers, as I call them, people in the market, stock marketeers, are they bullish on Mr. Bessent, Treasury Secretary Bessent?
Oh, I think for sure. I mean, after it was announced, the markets were up the next day. He's very Wall Streety. He, knows how to trade and his idea, he's very, I've always felt like Treasury secretaries should be very analytical, like a little
Mm.
boring and kind of, well, there's this, but there's this, and just kind of wing. And I think he really fits that mold very well. He's clearly a huge success in the markets. He gets it. He's geopolitically smart. I was watching an interview with him and he was talking about AI and how China is going to basically ban it because they don't want any tech companies to become more powerful than the government, and how the US, if we can manage it well, could really be a leader in AI. I just feel like he's very well informed about so many things going on market-wise, business-wise, global-wise, and the market seemed to really like that choice, as well as the other economic choices.
Yeah, on the topic of AI, I just read an article. I'm a big Grateful Dead fan. Now you can have Jerry Garcia, who's been deceased since 1995, read an audiobook to you with the use of AI. That's kind of strange. I sent it to one of my buddies and he said, it doesn't really interest me. So AI certainly looks like it's pretty powerful, but I guess we'll have to see how it kind of infiltrates into our culture and our society. Jane, we're going to have to leave it there. Great to see you as always, and we look forward to having you back again very soon after the beginning of the new year.
I'll see you soon.
And don't forget to subscribe to our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse, for all the news in one place. Details, of course, at our website. And we're back again tomorrow for another edition of BRN. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes.